Michael and Sarah seemed to have the perfect life. High school sweethearts, married for 10 years, with two beautiful kids and a home that looked like it was straight out of a magazine. To anyone looking in, they were the embodiment of a modern fairy tale. Michael adored Sarah. He worked hard at his architecture firm, not just to provide, but to give her the world he felt she deserved. He remembered every anniversary, her favorite flower, the way she liked her coffee. His love was in the details. Lately, though, the details had started to change. Sarah was becoming distant, her phone a constant companion that she guarded fiercely. Late-night work emergencies and weekend girls' trips became more frequent. Michael tried to brush off the gnawing feeling in his gut. He told himself it was stress, that her new promotion was demanding. He wanted to trust her. He needed to trust her. After all, this was Sarah, his Sarah, the foundation of his world. One evening, Michael planned a surprise date night. He cooked Sarah's favorite meal, lit candles, and put on the soft jazz she loved. He sent the kids to his parents' house, hoping for a night to reconnect, to find the spark that seemed to be dimming. But when Sarah walked in, she barely glanced at the setup. She gave him a hurried kiss on the cheek, her eyes glued to her phone. "Sorry, babe, I'm exhausted, and I have an early meeting. I think I'm just going to head to bed." The disappointment hit Michael like a physical blow. He stood alone in the candlelit dining room, the aroma of garlic and herbs suddenly nauseating. He looked at the two place settings, the two full wine glasses, and the space where Sarah should have been. The silence in the house was deafening, amplifying the questions screaming in his mind. Was he losing her? Or was she already gone? He cleaned up, the clinking of plates the only sound, each one feeling heavier than the last, just like the growing weight in his heart. Michael's unease grew with each passing day. Sarah's excuses became flimsier, her absences longer. He started noticing small things. A new, expensive perfume he hadn't bought her. A receipt from a fancy downtown restaurant he'd never been to with her. When he'd gently ask, she'd get defensive. "Why are you interrogating me, Michael? Don't you trust me?" The words stung, turning his concern into guilt. Maybe he was being paranoid. Maybe he was the problem. He tried harder. He suggested couples counseling, a family vacation, anything to bridge the widening gap between them. Sarah would agree half-heartedly, only to cancel at the last minute, always with a plausible, yet hollow, excuse. He felt like he was fighting a losing battle, trying to hold on to smoke. His friends noticed the change in him. He was quieter, his usual easy smile replaced by a perpetual look of worry. They'd ask if everything was okay, and he'd lie, plastering on a fake grin and saying, "Never better." The breaking point came in an unexpected way. It wasn't a dramatic confrontation or a piece of concrete evidence he found himself. It came in the form of a phone call from Jessica, Sarah's best friend since childhood. Michael and Jessica had always been friendly. She was a constant presence at family barbecues and holidays. He answered the phone, expecting a casual chat. But the sound of her voice, thick with emotion, immediately put him on high alert. "Michael," she began, her voice trembling, "we need to talk. Can you meet me somewhere? Please, don't tell Sarah." A cold dread washed over him. He agreed to meet her at a quiet coffee shop on the other side of town. The drive there was a blur. His mind raced through 1,000 terrifying possibilities, but one kept circling back, a vulture waiting to land. He walked into the coffee shop and saw Jessica in a corner booth, her face pale, her hands wrapped around a mug she wasn't drinking. She looked up as he approached, her eyes filled with a mixture of pity and regret. "Michael, I'm so sorry," she whispered as he sat down. "I can't do this anymore. I can't keep lying for her, and I can't watch what this is doing to you." Michael's heart hammered against his ribs. He didn't say a word, he just waited, bracing for the impact. "Sarah, she's not working late, Michael. She's not on girls' trips." Jessica took a deep, shaky breath. "She's been seeing someone." The words hung in the air, sharp and final. Everything clicked into place. The late nights, the secret phone calls, the distance, the defensiveness. It wasn't a puzzle anymore. It was a clear, ugly picture. Jessica explained that it had been going on for almost a year with a colleague from her new department. She'd covered for Sarah, lied for her, hoping it was a phase, that Sarah would come to her senses. But it only got more serious. "She's in love with him, Michael," Jessica said, tears finally spilling down her cheeks. "I'm so sorry." Michael felt nothing, just a profound, hollow emptiness where his heart used to be. The architect who built his life so meticulously just watched its foundation crumble into dust. He thanked Jessica, his voice a monotone whisper, and walked out of the coffee shop, leaving his own untouched coffee on the table. He drove home on autopilot, the world outside his car window looking foreign and surreal. He walked into the house, their perfect home, and it felt like a stranger's. Every photo on the wall, every shared memory was now tainted. When Sarah came home that night, humming a cheerful tune, she found Michael sitting in the dark living room, surrounded by packed bags. The sight stopped her in her tracks. Her smile vanished. "Michael? What's going on? Are you going somewhere?" He finally looked at her, and for the first time in a long time she saw him clearly. Not the doting, accommodating husband, but a man shattered. "I know, Sarah," he said, his voice quiet but firm. "I know about him." The color drained from her face. The lie she had so carefully constructed for a year was gone. There were no more excuses, no more deflections. There was only the stark, painful truth sitting between them in the darkness. Sarah started to cry, a torrent of apologies and pleas pouring out. "It didn't mean anything," she sobbed. "I love you, Michael. It was a mistake." But her words sounded empty. The trust, once a mighty oak, was now a pile of sawdust, impossible to put back together. Michael didn't raise his voice. He didn't yell or accuse. He just felt a deep, profound sadness. "A mistake doesn't last a year, Sarah," he said softly. "Love doesn't do this." He picked up his bags and walked toward the door. The home they built, the life they shared, was now a chapter he had to close. He paused at the door, turning back to look at the woman who was once his entire world. "I hope you find whatever you were looking for," he said, and then he walked out, closing the door quietly behind him, not just on his home, but on a decade of his life. The path ahead was uncertain and terrifying, but for the first time in a year, it was a path built on truth. Thank you for watching. It's a tough story, but it's a reminder that sometimes the hardest truths lead us to a new, more honest beginning. If you connected with this story, please give it a like and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next one.